because men respect men differently than they respect women.
Hi, I'm transgender. I was born female. I started medically transitioning 2 years ago, and the shift that happened when I started passing as male was crazy. I am not interrupted at all. People will just let me talk, and then they consider my opinion. They listen to what I said. All of a sudden, people found me funny. I have not been read as funny my entire life. When my girlfriend and I would go out, I would get the check. The servers at restaurants started talking only to me. Talked about this one before, but being nice seems to be so much more surprising to people because the expectation is for girls to be nice. I was trained to be nice, and that is suddenly shocking to people. I live in a more conservative area, and so this patriarchal mindset is kind of trained into everyone. Like the original video said, it was especially men. When I started passing, all of a sudden, every guy was my friend. Didn't matter that I didn't know these people, that they were literally strangers to me. I'm their bro, I'm their dude. Like something I've had guys do is when they know my partner, they've met her, they know her name, but when they're talking to me about her, they only refer to her as your girlfriend. They don't refer to her as her own person, they refer to her as my person. I know it's supposed to be like a respect thing, it's supposed to be like, yeah, I know it's your girlfriend, but it's just so weird, because it's not respect to me if you're disrespecting my partner. That doesn't make sense. Anyway, I could talk about this forever. If there are specifics you want to know about this situation, let me know, because I feel like a sleeper agent. If you could leave a comment with your thoughts and any questions you may have, or click a bunch of buttons, I know a lot of people like when I say that, that would help me out a lot. Thank you for coming to my trans talk. I'm transgender, I was born female, and here are some more things that have changed since I've started passing as male. If I'm walking in one direction, men will move out of the way. I also have never had a man put his hand on my lower back to scoot past me. If anyone does that, you have every right to call them out, because I worked at a restaurant before I transitioned and it happened all the time. They are doing it on purpose. The medical problems I've had were taken more seriously immediately. I had to fight, beg, and plead to get diagnosed with ADHD before I transitioned. No one would believe me when I said that I had it. Even when I met all of the diagnostic criteria, the doctors would have reasons and excuses to not diagnose me. And now that I pass, when I say I have ADHD, none of my doctors question it. Everyone validates it, acts like it's always been there and it always was. I also have a handful of other medical problems which are really difficult to deal with on their own, but I have noticed an uptick in respect on the medical staff that are helping me with these problems. The difference in how people are treated in the medical system is very real. Also, I do acknowledge that a lot of this privilege comes from me being white and skinny and pretty. This is not a blanket statement for every trans person. This is just the very privileged experience that I've had, and I have a very unique perspective, so I want to be able to share it with you. Please ask more questions. I would love to make a series about this. Also, click a bunch of buttons. I really appreciate you doing that in the last video. It helps me out more than you know. This is my job, and I would love to continue to be a trans advocate and educator for you guys. If you want to drop me a follow or check out my other content, I'd really appreciate that too. Have a good day. Thank you. I'm transgender, I was born female. Being perceived now as a man, I simultaneously feel like every man is my friend, and I'm also lonelier than I've ever been. From what I've noticed, the way society is structured, every man is friendly with each other, but they don't talk about emotions. So the loneliness comes from not being able to feel emotionally vulnerable around your friends. I noticed when I started passing as male that people assumed that I was okay a lot more. I used to get checked in on a lot, and people would ask me if I was doing alright, but now people usually assume that I'm fine unless I'm very visibly upset. Even people that know that I'm trans have subconsciously checked in less now that I look the way that I do. When I go out in public and interact with random men on the street, I am treated like I'm their friend. I'll get called buddy and man and bro, so I can have casual conversation with just about any man that I meet, but I can't talk to them about their feelings. In my experience, it takes a lot of emotional connection and safety for a man to open up and express how he feels. I think men need to be checked in on more emotionally. I think a lot of times men aren't as emotionally literate through no fault of their own, but solely because they haven't had the space to explore those emotions or learn how to word the way that they're feeling correctly. So it sometimes takes a little bit longer for a man to be able to process his emotions or explain the way he's feeling or why he's reacting the way he is. I think this is a really important topic, so if you have any other questions, I'm happy to answer them. Also, I'm raising money for a family that's in my... If you want to go check that out, I would really appreciate the help. Click a bunch of buttons and tell me what you think. Have a good day. Thank you.